27 shootings in 16 states, 213 people hurt or killed. Those are the numbers the FBI just released on last year's active shooter incidents. Jennifer Bellamy has been taking a closer look at the findings. Jennifer, the FBI is making some recommendations here.
Yeah, the data from this FBI report just adds to the information collected about active shooters since 2000. And the agency says it's vital that everyday citizens like you and me get training to handle the risks and know your options in these situations.
The FBI analyzing the 27 active shooter situations that happened in the U.S. in 2018. 85 people killed, 128 hurt, all by 27 shooters. 23 men, 3 women, and 1 person still at large. The FBI report divides the shootings by location. 60% happened in business environments like restaurants, a newspaper office, and a yoga studio. Schools made up 19%. The rest, a government building, healthcare facilities, open spaces, and a house of worship. Several of the shootings were high profile. The high school shooting in Parkland, Florida, where 17 people were killed. The Tennessee killings at a Waffle House, and the Tree of Life synagogue shooting in Pittsburgh, to name a few. The shootings happened in 16 states, with 4 in California, 3 in Florida, and 1 here in Georgia. That came last May in Gainesville on Highway 365 near Whitehall Road. Deputies say 26-year-old Rex Harbor hid in bushes, firing at cars as they passed. 2 people were hit, no one killed, but Harbor shot himself after a chase and died. The FBI defines an active shooter as 1 or more individuals actively engaged in killing or attempting to kill people in a populated area. The shootings considered active by the fact that law enforcement and citizens have the chance to impact the outcome through their responses. According to the report, citizens who found themselves in these life or death situations risked their own safety and successfully ended 5 of the 27 shootings. That's why the FBI says it's vital for people to have training so they understand the risks they face and their options if they find themselves in the middle of an active shooting.
The report also had recommendations for law enforcement, saying they need to remain vigilant with prevention efforts and response training while working to help communities recover after an active shooting. Jeff?